While the Jurassic saw the boom of dinosaurs, it was truly the Cretaceous period, 145 to 66 million years ago, where we'd see the most iconic dinosaurs we know today. From the Velociraptor, to the Triceratops, to yes, the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. The Cretaceous was truly home to the dinosaurs that you see in movies, no matter how much they tried to tell you otherwise. Much like the Triassic and the Jurassic, the Cretaceous era was bookended by two extinction events. As Pangea continued to break apart, a number of notable events would happen. Sea levels began to rise, giving birth to shallow seas. The climate was in constant state of flux, cooling and warming really quickly alongside a rise in volcanic activity in the Pacific Ocean. As continents drifted further apart, dinosaurs would begin to independently evolve in more distinct ways. These rapid changes in climate and landmass led to a series of extinctions by the end of the Jurassic period, and just like past extinctions, these events gave an opportunity for brand new life to take the stage. Life like flowers. Yes, flowers weren't around before the Cretaceous, and have only existed for 130 million years. The Cretaceous was a very long period of time too. Holding out for 79 million years, it is not only the longest period of the Mesozoic era, the Age of the Dinosaurs, but also the longest period in the Phanerozoic Eon, the eon we're currently living in. That's right, the Cretaceous is the longest period of time in an eon that spans 541 million years. This longevity and the constantly changing planet are some of the many reasons dinosaurs of this era are so unique and bizarre, they capture our imaginations to this day. Considering how iconic the Triceratops is, you would have thought they were roaming around the dinosaur kingdom for a long while. In reality, the Triceratops were only around for about 2 million years, popping up 68 million years ago, up to the end of the Cretaceous, 66 million years ago. So how did this relatively small spark of life become one of the most recognizable dinosaurs in the world? You don't have to look further than its huge skull. Despite being a herbivore, Triceratops, literally translated from Greek as three-horned face, had a couple deadly tricks up its sleeve, or more so its head. These 3-foot horns in question aren't made of hair like rhinos or even ivory like elephants. These weapons are made of solid bone and are strong enough to tear a car to shreds. So we have the sword, but what about the shield? Another weapon the Triceratops had in its arsenal was its huge bony frill that would have protected its much softer body. The ends of their frills were lined with up to 26 spikes that were strong enough to do a lot of damage to a predator if they dared to take a bite. In fact, if a predator did choose to pick a fight with the mighty Triceratops, it would have to contend with its insanely thick skull. There's even evidence of Tyrannosaurus bite marks on Triceratops fossils that have healed over, suggesting even the mighty T-Rex had a hard time taking down the Triceratops. In fact, despite being half their size, the Triceratops weighed about the same as the average T-Rex. But the Triceratops didn't only use their features in fights. Triceratops may have been much more social animals than we had originally thought, with modern paleontologists suggesting that Triceratops may have also used their horns and frills as a method of identification, social dominance, and courtship. Of course, this video wouldn't be complete without the most popular dinosaur of all time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's so much to talk about the mighty T-Rex that we'd love to do a whole video on this beast, so today we'll just give you the highlights. These carnivorous beasts could grow up to a length of 40 feet. That's 2.5 times the height of a giraffe. And like the Triceratops, the T-Rex would only be kicking for about 2 million years in the late Cretaceous. They were bipedal, only walking on 2 legs, and their strangest feature would probably be their tiny arms that only had 2 clawed digits for hands. But they may have been more versatile than we once thought, with paleontologists now believing that these surprisingly flexible appendages even had the ability to grab at prey. The main event, however, is its bite that is thought to be the strongest of all terrestrial animals, attacking prey with up to 7,000 pounds of force, paired with its razor-sharp teeth and its U-shaped jaw that allowed the T-Rex to tear at more flesh in one bite. Its huge weaponized head made these beasts the apex predator of its time, and with that head came a giant tail that took up half the length of its body, and acted like a support, as well as potentially another weapon in its arsenal. It really seemed like towards the end of the late Cretaceous, dinosaurs were just hitting their full potential. As with the Triceratops and the T-Rex, the late Cretaceous saw the rise of the largest, most feared and well-adapted dinosaurs that the world would ever see. But as the dinosaurs were reaching their peak, it wouldn't be long until the next extinction event, one of the biggest and most infamous of them all. The KPG Extinction, or the Cretaceous Paleogene Extinction Event, marked the end of the Cretaceous Era, the end of the Mesozoic Era, and unfortunately the untimely end of the non-avian dinosaur. And it wasn't only dinosaurs that were wiped out. The KPG event saw the end of 3/4 of life on Earth. So what caused this event? You probably know this one as the one with the asteroid. The Chicxulub crater mentioned earlier in our video series seems to be the host of the giant asteroid that hit our Earth at almost 60 times the speed of sound 66 million years ago. It would have only taken seconds for the asteroid to land on Earth from outer space. An asteroid whose size was even larger than Mount Everest, the largest mountain on the planet. An asteroid with that size at that speed would have caused earthquakes measuring up to 11 magnitude all over the planet. This would have also resulted in massive tsunamis measuring over 1,000 meters in height. The ensuing shockwave would have reached speeds of up to 1,000 kilometers per hour, and fiery debris from the initial impact scattered the Earth, warming the air hundreds of degrees, potentially 1,000. For a few minutes, the Earth reached temperatures hotter than an oven. And of course, the flaming debris also came with a series of wildfires as they crashed back into Earth, some lasting even months. Finally, as the impact dies down, a massive plume of vaporized material from the event would engulf the Earth and block any potential sunlight. Any plants that would have survived the initial impact starved to death in the darkness, and temperatures would fall dramatically, causing an almost immediate winter. Temperatures that many animals and plants just couldn't adapt to. So what could even survive this event? What came after the Age of the Dinosaurs? Well, us, of course. The end of the Mesozoic Era gave way to the Cenozoic Era, the era that we're currently in right now. Turns out, while the beasts we've been exploring in this series had many benefits of being gigantic, it was actually the much smaller animals that would live to see another day. In particular, the Cenozoic Era is also commonly known as the Age of the Mammal. Mammals like us humans, we're mammals, as are squirrels, pandas, zebras, even whales. And it would all start in the Cenozoic's Paleogene period, with mammals like Hyracotherium and the Taenolabis. And that isn't to say we didn't see huge animals ever again, as mammals would later grow to great sizes, such as the Paraceratherium, but the world would never see the dinosaur kingdom again. We're lucky then, the dinosaurs still live on today, with our feathered airborne friends the bird. Reptiles enjoyed some of the spotlight too, with animals such as crocodilians living today. We may not have giant, hungry, flesh-eating monsters looming over our heads anymore, but today's Cenozoic animal kingdom is as diverse as ever, with animals of many different classes, sizes, and species.